These all games that I will mention will open up your mind if the game's developer now understand how the gaming market industry now. That's why they create a cross-platform MMORPG for mobile and PC with a high quality level that would be so interesting to anticipate in 2026, or at least to know about the new MMORPG update. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video of Top 10 Huge MMORPG Game in 2026 will blow your mind for Android, PC and iOS. Open World Game 2026. Silver Palace. This game is one of the best game RPGs in 3D graphic. With a perfect combination of a realistic and anime, it's about a young girl who's no longer becoming a detective, but she really wants to know about the truth behind a huge mystery. See an evil stalk in the city like a shadow, with an open world concept with a great architecture around the city to represent the classic era. I didn't find any loading screen that will push the player to have a high-spec platform to run it with a high rendering system. Exploring the world by flying with a horse, using a string to hanging down and reach the other side faster. It will be so fun to do. Silver Palace has fully an active hack-and-slash game. Blocking the attack and parrying the skill will be so crucial in combat. Switch the character will trigger the entrance attack and deal extra damage. It will have a great camera action, making the player have a better dynamic perception. The skill showcase look amazing. I love the dialogue option, so the player will have a different storyline based on your selection answer. The voiceover seems pretty top-notch with a British accent. Make sure you listen to the music that will bring you back into the reverse world. Silver Palace is the best new game PC and mobile. Anyway, the test is focusing on the PC version first, then the mobile platform should be optimized after. Ark Knights Enfield. This game is the most promising cross-platform game RPG on 2026. No doubt about it, and I will 100% play it once it releases globally. I have seen several testing and surely the developer has improved the game's graphic to top-notch level. Even the combat mechanisms are getting interesting. It has a super fast-paced combat, but you need to think for using a strategy while in the combat. Because we need to think of the rotation skill and make a very good collaboration teams lineup based on the synergy system within each character. The synergy system will be so crucial to determine your team's combat power. It doesn't matter if you have a high quality hero, as long as you pick the right synergy team, then you will be so great. Overall, it has a great storyline with a nice voiceover, and I can easily love the voices of every character. I think the developer may get inspiration from Final Fantasy gameplay, so we'll explore the open world with our team and we can come closer to the enemy to have a combat. Finally, it has the best character design with a nice appearance, and the most important thing is we will have so many selection of male characters. Ark Knights Enfield is the best new RPG open world game 2026. Varsapura. HoYoverse is never run out of ideas. Even their idea to create a new game always impressed me, especially this new one. Actually, they didn't announce if this game will release on mobile, but I have a huge conviction if they would like to release it as a cross-platform game. Because all of the games they have made are for mobile as well, like Genshin Impact, Zen Legend Zero. Even the most profitable gacha game on mobile was on mobile, which is Honkai Star Rail. With those indications making me believe if Varsapura will be released on Android and iOS. Let's get back into the gameplay. It has a hack and slash with 3 main characters on our side that we can switch anytime. The combat has a realistic movement and super detailed effect of the small particle things. Try to use the stealth mode to eliminate the enemy instantly from the back start. Anyway, we'll play in a current era where all of the NPC I see has a very casual and polite outfit. No wonder the graphic looks so incredible because Varsapura is an open world game RPG that was made by Unreal Engine 5. Limit Zero Breaker. The first game that came to my mind as my first impression was a Grand Blue Fantasy game and a Monster Hunter. It's just beautiful. The music seems so cinematic and it's perfectly blend with the animation. It has a male and female characters as the main protagonists, which we can get through gacha, but surely the developer tried to make it a no pay to win game, so the character with a low quality will be so useful as long as we can understand the hero's passive skill. I really hope the developer, which is NCSoft, would try to make it become a fair and balanced game. Anyway, it's kind of a MMORPG where the player can interact with each other while we are reaching the safety area. Basically, it has a dungeon base, but the area looks so wide, we can even explore. Once you try to get a better material or equipment, then you can make a team up within 3 of the player and kill the boss raid. Rust Mobile. You know, almost all of the console or PC games will come to mobile. It's because the player number on mobile is bigger than the other platform. Of course, it will be a great opportunity for the developer to increase their main profit by porting their best games franchise into mobile, and this is one of the best examples. I'm sure everyone knows the Rust title and it's pretty popular on PC. I'm so surprised how the games look quite identical and similar between the mobile and PC version. That really can engage a wider audience now. This is a real-time MMORPG in a survival base, but if you like to play a first-person perspective, then this is the answer. We can construct the house and get some resources around us. Every piece of equipment we have can be broken once the durability is finished, so we need to be more concerned about it then. You know, we'll start in a stone age where we are using a stone as our first weapon to get some material. All of the enemies seems pretty aggressive even when you come within a close radius matter. Rust Mobile should be your best real-time multiplayer game Android, PC, iOS in 2026. Horizon Still Frontiers. We should be so grateful because the developer are making a AAA game on mobile, even if it's not for a single player only, but it will become a MMORPG, which is we can do a raid boss monster in a large scale of combat. The developer has confirmed it will launch to mobile even though the game's trailer has 100% mobile UI. So you need to find the best spawn one to make sure it will run perfectly on your platform, because as we can see, it has the most realistic graphic I have ever seen. The gameplay looks so interesting, where we can hang on the flying monster to explore the sky and reach your destination. If you really want to play an action game with a super dynamic combat and amazing camera action, will be your best option. I love when the hero can do a very unique action, which is we can unleash the zip lane to hang up and strike the enemy from the air, so it has a great combination of attack and skill. This is the first MMORPG genre in the Horizon world. No wonder all of the monsters will have a huge size. Once you face them, then you need to concentrate because his heavy damage will not show any hazardous area. Where Winds Meet. This game has been released globally right now, but I am pretty sure it is still worth playing in 2026. I really hope the other games developer will see this game as the best example of how to optimize the game on mobile. With a perfect graphic in the ultra setting, run perfectly in a high level FPS. Even I never seen any single laggy, and you can totally see how I experience it on mobile through this video. I think one word is enough to describe this game, which is impressive. It has a huge open world game that we can explore without any single loading screen, so it needs a high level of rendering system that can run perfectly. The combat mechanism is the best action I have ever seen on mobile, with a realistic combat and a fast-paced level that need a high level of anticipation for going some action like counter-attack, parrying, and also dodge. Make a combination on the air combo or ground combo based on the enemy's weaknesses point. Azur Promelia. Does anyone notice if Palworld is getting so much attention for the other games developer? Because there are some games that look so identical by the game concept, and Azur Promelia has a great idea and innovation by combining an action RPG and Palworld base. So the player can capture the monster to become our pet. Then we can let the pet do our daily tasks like planting, gathering some material, and surely collecting some resources. So as a main character, we can focus on hunting the monster and grinding the EXP to leveling up our main character and strengthen our power. Just let our pet do their job as an autopilot base. This is a great idea actually. In game, we can explore the immersive world by placing 3 main heroes to switching. The combat itself looks so fast with a great visual, but the skill animation is quite short. It's a good way to speed up the combat. Best new game ARPG on mobile 2026. Dragon Sword. From all of the game have provided into this list, probably this is the best game MMORPG I will play, because I grew up on Dragon Age game era, especially on PC, but this game is the next level. No wonder if it was made by the Dragon Age creator. That's the main reason why it quite look identical between them. But anyway, it has a way better in graphic and how the gameplay looks so outstanding. Especially when we try to make an air combo and keep hitting the enemy while in the air, and the right LPCs show us the actual quality. Sometimes I can't believe if the mobile game will reach this point. It's just beyond than what I have imagined. You know, it's a multiplayer MMORPG where the player can make a team up with different players to do a raid boss. All of the boss has a huge size body with a lot of similarities within the Dragon Age design. Climbing on the monster back and do a backstab should be an interesting action you can do. All of the objects around us will break once it touches the other player or enemies. Such a great attention to detail. Dragon Sword is the best new MMORPG 2026, Android, PC, and iOS. Animo, one of the most beautiful game open world in 2026. It's just beautiful with an engaging visual of panorama, scenery, and green area. I didn't expect if the developer will make this game the same as the game's trailer, even though I will rate it as a perfect score, which is 10 out of 10. If you have ever seen any ads on YouTube platform, then you will amazed with this game's graphic that looks quite similar and looks so interesting. It's just different from the other open world games. The bloom effect, the sharpnesses, the rendering color create a perfect ambience that we can enjoy. Anyway, the gameplay looks pretty good and has a new innovation that really improves the game's standard nowadays. So we can transform ourselves into a pet and use a different kind of ability, like swimming, climbing, and even gliding. Once we transform into a different form, then our element will be adjusted based on the monster type we are transforming, like water, ice, fire, or wind. Bonus, Scars of Honor. I'm pretty sure you will love to play this game. From all of the games I have mentioned, I think this game is the MMORPG that has a classical vibes that look like a World of Warcraft mobile. And the developer said it will become no pay-to-win MMORPG, so all of the items that are available on the store are only for cosmetic and not giving a huge significant status, which means it's a free-to-play friendly. I really love the combat mechanism because we can move while attacking. It just looks so smooth. Because honestly, the anime MMORPG is way too dominant on mobile market right now, so I would love to play this game to get a new game's experience then. These all are the best new MMORPG games 2026 open world for Android and iOS and also PC. Remember to like this video and subscribe for the next update. Thank you very much for watching. See you on the next video. Thanks.